Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything, and welcome to Andorra, a brand new country for me. I'm here for 2 full days. I'm going to explore the city centre, but I'm also going to do something a little bit more adventurous tomorrow. More about that later. Why am I here in Andorra? Well, 2 reasons. Firstly, I'd never been here before. And secondly, when I was young, I used to have a stamp album, and I used to have stamps from Andorra, and I thought, I need to come here one day, and here we are. Anyway, first things first, I need to go for a walk. The older part of town is actually halfway up a hill, and that's where I'm here. And this is one of the must-see attractions in Andorra, and it seems to be a quarry, and I thought I was in the wrong place. Well, we're off to a good start. That didn't go according to plan. That old building there, it's called the Casa de la Vella, and it's one of the oldest buildings in Andorra. And it's a construction site and a quarry. I just had an old lady stop and talk to me, telling me all of her concerns and worries. Unfortunately, she was speaking Catalan, so I couldn't understand what she was saying. Catalan is the official language of Andorra. 60% of people can speak Spanish, 6% can speak French, and I can't speak any of the above. Yeah, this is the old part of town. I'm going to do a quick panorama so you can see what it looks like. Large swathes of the capital aren't actually all that old. Right, we're going to go down to the newer part, then we're going to go for a walk. This map here actually suggests that Google Maps is wrong, because it told me that that building there, which we went to see where the quarry was, is actually Sant Esteve, not according to Google Maps. I'm going to believe this one over Google. Now this is pretty impressive. Yeah, I printed off Google Maps. I shouldn't have done that. I wonder where this road goes. Although it appears to be a beautiful place, it's not very wheelchair friendly, that's for sure. It's very, very hilly, and the pavements aren't overly smooth. Let's go up there, see where it goes. I'm just following someone else that came in here. Seems to go somewhere. So you come out of this extremely modern and ugly building, and you find that. Now, unless I'm mistaken, that's the Casa de la Vella. It is apparently a 14th century building used for the Andorran government from 1701 to 2011. That's pretty lovely. I did actually pass the Andorran government building. It's down in the new part of town. Seriously unattractive. I would rather have been working in this sort of building. This may be the old part of town, but it's certainly the noisiest, although the jackhammers have stopped. Wherever you go, roads are closed off because of construction, demolition, scaffolding everywhere. It's gone nice and peaceful. What time is it? 12 noon, it's lunchtime. I'll tell you some interesting factoids about Andorra, shall I? It's 468 square kilometres or 182 square miles. That's about the size of North Lanarkshire if you're from Scotland, or Bedford if you're from England. It's the 16th smallest country in the world, population of 87,400, which is slightly more than my native town of Paisley, but think maybe Doncaster, Halifax or Grimsby. Andorra, Grimsby, you don't hear those two mentioned too often in the same sentence, do you? And let me just tell you what they do here. Not a lot. In winter, it's known for its skiing. In summer, it's known for its hiking. And shortly we're going to be going up some of those hills there. And during summer and winter, you go shopping. They're the three big attractions of Andorra. And there's a cat as well, look at that. Okay, I think we should go down. In fact, no, let's go up into the mountains. There's a really nice lookout out over there. I'd like to do that now instead of later on, because although I've got my arms out soaking up a bit of vitamin D, there is rain forecast this afternoon. So yeah, let's get up that hill. From up here you do get a pretty decent view of Andorra. I think we're heading up there somewhere. And later on, even if it is raining, we'll explore the centre of town. There's not a lot to see there. I did go there last night. Bars, restaurants and offices, nothing much else. And of course shops. Right, we're heading up there, I think. That's the Andorran government building. And that bridge there leads to an annex. Now that's a little bit more impressive. Right, this is the bus station where I arrived yesterday. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing. And all will make sense in the second part of this video. Can't believe how noisy this place is. I'm using my map, not provided by Google, and it seems to be heading me, aha, in this direction. This looks like a footpath to me. And it's heading in the right direction as well, up. Right, the first thing on my map is the Caña de Moro, and if you speak Spanish you'll know it sounds nothing like that, and it doesn't appear on my sign here, but there's something 25 minutes away. I reckon that could be in the right general direction. I am assuming that the Andorran government actually produces a comprehensive selection of trail maps, which you can download and take with you. I couldn't find any of those, so I'm just having to wing this. I mean, the map I've got here is pretty basic, but in this part of town there's not a lot of paths. And if you walk long enough, you will come across a road, so you can't really get lost. This is very pleasant. The sun's out, I'm soaking up some vitamin D. I'm the only person in Andorra wearing a short sleeved shirt. Everyone else is dressed as if it's still the middle of winter. There's birds chirping up there. There's the gentle hum of construction down there. Brilliant. And we are heading in the right direction. Okay, we have an actual lift that takes you down from the path. Not going that way. No idea, but we'll keep going this way. And here I was thinking that this was a formed track all the way to the top. No, no, you've got to climb away up there. All I have to do now is translate that to find out if this is doable or whether I'm being stupid. And with the help of Google Translate, we are not going to be doing that because it appears to be a bit of a rock climb. It does tell you that mandatory things are helmets and harnesses and that kind of stuff. I'm a tourist. No, it's not going to happen. So there is a plan B. It's a bit longer, but it's along a road. Less exciting, but definitely not as exciting as climbing up that rock face. Okie dokie, after consulting the old map here, there is not a plan 2 that I'm going to do yet. There's a plan 1.2, and that is head back to that kind of junction and do a left turn. That, hopefully, will be a foot track up to the road. Plan 2 is actually to go all the way down, then follow the road up. I'd rather not do that. So let's give that a try. This path I'm on now does head in the right direction. However, it heads up to a sports centre. Whether you can get from the sports centre onto the main road, I'm not quite sure. This is pretty cool. We have no choice but to cross there. And look at this avalanche fence. Right, let's go across here and check this map out. Okay, we did go along the green path, and I tried to foolishly go up that way. That's not going to happen. I need to go along the red path. Yes, let's do that. This is not as formed and well maintained as I had thought. It's more like a dry riverbed, but it seems to be the way. This is going to be fun for me. I'm doing this walk a lot later than I thought I was going to. The weather report changed from drizzle in the evening to rain from about 4 p.m. and I thought I need to get cracking on this. Unfortunately, I missed out on breakfast this morning. Being served from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I woke up at about 11. I switched my alarm off. I was just so tired. It took me 14 hours to get to Andorra yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, I will put a link below. But it was a long day because I didn't sleep before heading out to the airport at Glasgow at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I effectively went about, I don't know, 33 hours without sleep. I was tired. So once I woke up, had a shower, I decided to make a sharp exit. However, I forgot one important thing. Breakfast. I haven't had my coffee. I could do with one right now, I'll tell you. But we'll be fine. Oh. Yeah, this is definitely the right path because it's going up and up and up and up. When I was packing my bag before I left home, I thought, should have bring sunglasses and a hat. No, I'm going to Andorra after all, you don't need them. Yeah, I wish maybe I had, because it's very sunny here. I did remember to bring my paisley pattern bandana. It's good for the sweat when you're walking up hills in the Pyranees. Whew. Aha, another sign. The good news from that sign is the lookout I'm looking for is about a 4-minute walk up here, and that's where that scramble up the cliff face led to. So this is probably slightly easier, I think. So let's have a look here. The bus stop just out of view is there. Old Town is there. My hotel's out there somewhere. And this is the uglier part of the new town. And that's where we're going after this walk. Yeah, so by the time we get to the new town, I think I'll be ready for lunch. Definitely ready for lunch. It is 10 to 1. I reckon we'll be there in the next hour if we don't get lost. What is it with all these bugs here? They're enormous. What are they? According to a sign back there, the next landmark is about an hour and a half away. And I'm definitely not walking that far. What I'm looking for is a road which, if my map is correct, if I do a right turn, that will take me back into the town centre. Someone's also been trying to phone me, probably to do with work, working at St Mirren at the next home game. I'm halfway up a mountainside in the Pyranees. I'll have to call back later. High up on my bucket list is Mount Kilimanjaro. And it has been since about the age of 15. I don't really procrastinate. It's just that I put off till tomorrow, you know. Yeah, I'd like to do Kilimanjaro, but boy, every year that passes, it just gets that little bit more daunting, you know. But this would be a nice warm-up. Do this about 20 times before breakfast. Yeah, you're getting there. Aha. A crash barrier, that means just one thing, the road I'm looking for. Yeah, according to my map, this should zigzag its way down the hill and take me back where I started. I just have to watch out for these drivers because some of them are a little bit crazy, you know. If I was to head that way, there is another lookout, but I think it kind of covers the same vista as I saw before. It's just a little bit higher. No need to go there because I am needing some food. So we'll head back into town and get some sustenance. What do you think? Okay, there are some houses there. There is a zebra crossing here, but it doesn't go anywhere. What's all that about? Now that is seriously lovely. That's a hotel, right. And here am I staying in a 2-star B&B. Hey. Apart from trying to get calamari and paella while I'm here, I'm also on the lookout for a €1 coin. You're probably thinking, what? A €1 coin? Yeah, but it's an Andorran one. Now Andorra is not part of the European Union, but they do have the right to produce their own euro coins. They're pretty hard to find. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And I reckon if I was to go into a bank and say, hey, can I have a €1 coin? They'd tell me to, in Catalan, get lost. Because there's not a lot of them about. But if I can find a souvenir shop, they might do them. Oh yeah. I used to do that. Yeah, it was crazy, yeah. Yes, very pretty, isn't it? A lot of cyclists on this hill. It's certainly a good workout, that's for sure. We're starting to head into the bustling heart of Andorra, La Vila, something like that anyway. Just went past a little bar restaurant there, and you could smell the food being made, and I thought, yeah, but I need to get some food. But we're close to the city centre anyway, down there. Should be there in about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, the next priority is breakfast. In fact, it's not breakfast, it's going to be lunch because it's 20 minutes to 2. That's not a problem because I plan to be having dinner late as well. Yesterday I went for a little wander, I did a bit of a recce, and most restaurants don't open until about 8:30 p.m. It's a Spanish thing, I think, so if I have a late lunch, I can have a late dinner. Right, we're heading into the town centre now. I went past this place last night, it was absolutely jumping. I think this is the place to come if you want a beer at night. I mean, there was singing, there was dancing, there was a whole lot. It's a little bit more civilized now. I've gone for a pizza and a beer. I did actually ask for a 0-calorie Coca-Cola, but I think she misunderstood my Catalan. I'm getting a beer instead. Oh dear. Well, I must say that was really nice, apart from my mistake. Imagine ordering a sugar-free Coke and ending up with a beer. What a mistake it'd make it. Right, I'm just going to wander aimlessly around the town centre, see if I can find somewhere that might sell a euro coin, a souvenir euro coin. The weather report has changed from rain at 4 o'clock to possible rain or showers after 5. It's 5 minutes to 3, plenty of time. Can't believe how warm it is, it's lovely here. Isn't this lovely? Yeah, so that was a nice little outdoor restaurant. You can sit inside as well if you wish, but based on what I saw last night, it can get a bit rowdy. I'm heading over there somewhere, because according to Google Maps, there's a couple of souvenir shops. Even modern buildings in Andorra incorporate stonework. You don't get that in the UK, do you? Most of the shops seem to be closed. Tax-free. Now this is the sort of shop I was looking for. They sell tax-free stuff. They've got cigarettes, alcohol, and what looks like souvenirs, and it's closed. I wonder what's going on. It's not a bank holiday. I think maybe they just have siesta time here in Andorra, like Spain. There's a duty-free store across the road there. I might chance my luck and see what they've got. That was actually quite interesting in there. It was like 99% cigarettes and alcohol. The 1% that's remaining, Lindt chocolate. But no souvenirs. Interestingly, if you buy 2 cartons of cigarettes, you get freebies, either a selection of lighters, a bottle of Ballantines, or olive oil. How strange. But still, no souvenirs. You can tell this is the centre of town. I can see the McDonald's golden arches ahead. I thought this was a duty-free store, but it's just a supermarket. But about a quarter of the supermarket was dedicated to alcohol. Here's something you could not get away with in the UK. 2 cartons of fags and a free bottle of Valentine's. I was just thinking those 4.5 litre bottles of booze back there could be tricky to get through security at an airport. Slightly over your 100ml limit. Seek and ye shall find. That looks like a souvenir shop back there. Well, that was a busy little place, probably because it's the only souvenir shop in town. I'm guessing that's the reason. But they did not sell euro coins. They had kind of commemorative medals and that kind of stuff, but nah, not what I'm looking for. A €1 coin. I haven't given up though. So what do I make of Andorra? Well, there's obviously money here, you can tell, there's wealth. However, the city centre itself is no different from any other city centre. Same kind of brand names. I'm not quite sure. I'm definitely glad I came here, but I don't know if I'd rush back. I can see why Andorra would appeal to you if you wanted to get a lot of duty-free cigarettes and bags. The prices are really good. However, the city itself I wouldn't come to. I'm guessing that up in the hills, that's where you go. The ski resorts, the hiking, you don't come here for the city centre. How's that for a bit of Salvador Dali? As I'm wandering about, I'm having a look at the restaurants to see if anyone does paella, or calamari. And I've noticed that menus tend to be in 4 languages: Catalan, Spanish, French and English. So if you're German, you're out of luck. There's a police keeping an eye on me in case I'm breaking the law. These restaurants might look good from the outside, but is the food any good? Let's have a little look at this menu here. And also I've spotted a souvenir shop. Right. Again, the 4 languages. Fondues, Japanese mushrooms and pizzas. I might go over and suss out that souvenir shop there. Last me got my souvenir coin bought. It was a €2 coin, and I can assure you it cost more than €2. But hey, I'll give it to Blair when I die, you know. It might be worth money someday. The man did not speak any English. He spoke Italian, Spanish and Catalan, no English, but we managed to get the point across. Right, I'm heading back to the hotel now. It is just gone 4 o'clock. I've been on my feet for 5 hours. I think I'm going to recharge my batteries. And also recharge the batteries on this GoPro. I actually liked that. It was a book with a revolving globe on top. But at €228, I don't like it that much. This is definitely the more picturesque part of town. This is the old town after all. And I'm actually glad I picked a hotel here. My hotel's just up this way here. I'm just going to head up here for a little bit, see what there is. Oh, police are keeping an eye on me again. If you've watched my other channel, you'll know I've got a thing about wells. This is pretty cool. And does it work? Of course it does. We're in Andorra after all. And we have a statue. This is a Roman Catholic country, so a priest. Okay. And what does this tell me? Probably nothing more than what the last one told me. I am about there, okay. Yep. Yeah, this is definitely the sort of area you want to stay in. My hotel might only be a 2-star cheapie out of booking.com, but yeah, I'm glad I'm staying there. I wonder if you can go inside. You probably can. Do you think we should? Discreetly? Yeah, let's do this. There was someone inside praying, so I didn't want to hang around. Disrespectful. This is a lovely part of town. I really like this.
Ciao.
This looks very promising, although some of the descriptions in English are a bit strange. Rice of snuff with clams. Whatever that is, it's 22 euros. Right, let's get to this hotel. For tomorrow's action, this is what I'm going to be using. This dice. There are 6 bus routes in Andorra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and wherever this lands is where we're going tomorrow. 5. And 5 is here. Arinsal. Never heard of it, but it's towards the northwest of the country. That's where we're going tomorrow. Okay, it's just gone 8:30. If a restaurant isn't open by 8:30, I don't think it's going to open at all. Let's go out there and see if we can find anywhere selling paella. The problem with paella is the fact that many restaurants sell it for 2, minimum of 2 people only, which means if you're a solo and you can't get a friend within 30 seconds, you got to choose something else. And a lot of them don't tell you it's for 2 only until you're actually in there, nice and comfortable, sitting down with the menu in front. Then you realize, I have to order something else or walk out, which is a bit kind of, Right, let's go for a walk here. I heard a bit of noise and lots of conversations, so I went down an alleyway, but it was just another one of these gastropubs. I'm looking for a restaurant where you can sit down and have paella. Mental note for tomorrow, that place there does currywurst. However, that there does paella. Let's find out. That was a really nice meal, and I had 2 cheeky beers as well. Right, back to the hotel, because tomorrow we're going on our mystery bus ride. Okie dokie, it's the morning after the night before. I've had my breakfast at the hotel. I actually got up early enough for it for a change. Continental breakfast, some hot food, it was alright. I got a coffee, that's what I needed, and I'm ready to take on Andorra now. We are on our way to, I can't even remember what this place is called, Arinsal, on a number 5 bus. No idea. There are 2 types of buses here, your standard buses and mini buses. I'm not sure which one's which. And if it's one of the bigger ones, they leave from the opposite side of the river where the main bus station is, because I noticed that coming back from our hill walk yesterday, they were all kind of lined up there. So I'm looking for number 5. I did notice they don't have ticket machines, so I'm guessing you pay on board. I guess we're going to find out. I haven't done any research whatsoever on Arinsal. I don't know what to expect, but I do expect to see scenery similar to that. Wherever you go in Andorra, there's beautiful scenery. And at the very top of that mountain there is just a hint of snow remaining. Okay, a number 6 bus has just gone past me, so I'm looking for a big yellow bus. That's a clue. And I was wondering, why is there so much traffic here in Andorra? And I think it's because, even though it's a small place, don't know what number that was, because it's a small city, but it's kind of drawn out along a river valley. So the easiest way of getting from A to B along this long river valley is to drive. That's why there's so much traffic here. Okay, this is where the fun begins. A number 5 bus to Arinsal. That was actually easier than expected, except they don't accept credit card, it's cash only, or I think you can buy a prepaid ticket of some sort, but yeah, cash on board, always have cash. So here I am in Arinsal, despite the sign here saying Patagonia. I had a quick look at a map back there, and there's lots of walks and things you can do. We're actually not that far from the Spanish border, but I'm not going to go all the way up there just to get to the border. No. But there could be a cable car up here, if I was reading that map right. But it might just be seasonal, who knows. Yeah, we're still in South America by the looks of things. Yes, this is something I noticed yesterday. A lot of the new buildings still incorporate stonework, and it makes them look lovely. Unlike the British concrete and bricks and just throw them up as cheaply as you can, here they put a little bit of style into the designs, and I love it. Right, this does look like a cable car, and it does look as if it's not operating. Okay, well that answers that question. It is open, but only for 30 minutes on the way up, and for 1 hour coming back. Okay. While I was studying the sign, a man and his dog went past and said, "Hola." The man said it, not the dog. But He's going for a walk away up there. And I think I might go up there as well, just for a walk, see where it goes. I am not going to climb all the way up to the summit, that's for sure. Let's go for a little walk. On the bus coming up here, I did notice that on some of the higher peaks, there's still some snow. For example, can you see that? But definitely nothing skiable as far as I can see. Weather report today, overcast but dry. That's the main thing. But you can definitely feel the chill in the air because we're at quite some altitude here. Isn't this lovely? Yeah, so the plan of action was to catch the bus to the end of the line, which I have done, have a look around and walk part of the way back. Not all of the way, because that road is actually quite treacherous. It is definitely not pedestrian friendly, that's for sure. In fact, this isn't Arinsal, this is the, I guess, the terminus for the chairlift. But the actual town itself is about a mile down that way. We passed through it. It looks nice enough, so I think that's where I'll head after I finish my walk up here. I'm not a skier, but I have slipped on ice once. What are these big green things? Are these like floodlights for the ski run? For night skiing? If you do know, let me know. That's what I'm guessing they are. I was looking on Google Maps, which can always be relied on, and this road seems to be a very zigzaggy kind of road up to the top station. So this, of course, is the ski run when it's open. The top station of the cable car is about 100 meters from the border, and I love my borders, but I don't think I'm going to be walking all the way up there just for a border. Now, if the cable car was running, it would be a cert. I wonder why it's only open for 30 minutes in the morning. That's kind of weird, isn't it? The sensible part of my brain, albeit a very small part of my brain, is saying, stop walking up here, because there'll be one zigzag, I'll just try another one, or I'll just do another one, and before you know it, in an hour's time, I'll be at the summit. Whew. So I think I'll just head back down to the bus station and walk along the road to Arinsal. This static display here is probably as close as I'm going to get to riding a gondola here in Andorra. So let's do it, just for the record, right? Whoa, it's a bit of a tight squeeze, I'll tell you. And here we are, all to myself. Alright, let's get out of here. I have a condition which I call frontierophilia, a love of land borders. And if I could have gotten up to the top on that cable car, that would have been ideal. I also have another condition which I call tunnelophilia, a love of tunnels, and I think you can walk through that, and I might just do it just for research and information purposes. Yes, you can do it. There is a sign, and I'm not breaking the law. Cable cars, borders, tunnels. What could make this even better? Well, for the cable car to work, that would be something, but a little funicular would have been ideal as well. This is pretty good, this place. I'm quite happy. Right, let's go for a little walk through this tunnel and then come back again. I know, I never grow up, do I? And here we are. I wonder if you can actually walk around this hill. I've got a feeling you might be able to. I must say, even on an overcast day, this is some sight. Even if this road ends up being a dead end, I don't mind, because I'm burning off calories which I put on last night when I had my calamari. Bizarrely, I have ended up where I was before, on this same track. So instead of going under the hill, I've kind of gone over and slightly across the hill. So we'll walk down here again, back to the cable car station, and go for a walk down the road to Arinsal. Imagine ending up in the same place again, honestly. How does that happen? This was the bit of the road I was watching as we came up. It's not ideal for pedestrians, but it's a very short walk down to the main town, and as long as I keep to this side of the road, people will see me. I should be there in about 5 minutes or so. Just strolling into downtown Arinsal now. Some of these buildings are actually quite modern, but they're beautiful in a modern kind of way. That's a bar and restaurant, and if you're suitably drunk, you can consume your drinks in that gondola there. That's an interesting little nook. And there's one here as well. Good news and bad news. The good news is I've stumbled across another chairlift. It's a gondola this time. The bad news is it's not operating. Yeah, I like Arinsal. It's modern, it's a ski resort, but it's got character, kind of a modern character, but character all the same. I just love the way the local stonework is used in the building construction. I'm just heading into downtown Arinsal now. Oh look, there's an Irish pub. We shall not go in there. It's closed anyway, but it is just gone midday. I'm not overly hungry, but I might just stop, rest the legs, and perhaps have lunch here. And a wee coffee as well. I like the way they recycle their old gondolas here. There's about 5, 6, maybe 7 of them I've seen so far. They're just little huts, really. Here's an observation. This is being filmed in late May. So we're kind of between the winter ski season and the summer hiking season. And this place is quiet. And you've got probably thousands of apartments here. And it's pretty quiet. I would imagine in summer this place would be absolutely rammed, but not in May. Okay, we've left Arinsal and we're now at the next village called Masti Ribafetta. And I might try and stop somewhere for coffee and maybe a sandwich. And you don't have to go to New England to find a covered bridge. I'm not sure if this is a private apartment or whether it's a hotel. It's absolutely beautiful. I appear to be heading out of the village now. I might have to head back up the hill, although I am impressed with this place. This architectural style I'm going to call Andorran modern. Nope, nothing open here, so I'm just going to head back up the hill. I could head back into town, but I don't want to do that because I'd rather spend time here, even though most of my time is being spent looking at empty apartment buildings. There must be a place open. There must be. Because I thought this bus is at the, takes you to the end of the line. There must be a bustling little town or a community here. Not in May, there's not. Maybe in June or July, but nope, not in May. And we're back here again. Hunter's restaurant has got lights on, but is there anyone home? I had the Hunter's chicken. I didn't want anything really that heavy, but there's very little open. And did you notice I didn't have a beer, I had a coffee. And that's because I didn't have to ask for it in my best Catalan. The guy behind the bar was actually from just outside of Dublin. Right, I think I'm going to start heading back into the town centre now because I think I've exhausted everything I can see here. I was asking the bartender, it's quiet, isn't it? He goes, oh yeah, May is always the quiet month here. Because by April, that's the end of the ski season. By June, it's really starting to warm up and you get all the hikers. May is the quiet month. And boy, is it quiet. Right, I will catch this bus now and I'll see you when we're back into the city centre. And that's us back in Andorra La Villa. And that's the rain on as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the hotel and recharge the batteries for a little bit. Then I'm going to head out again because while I was on the bus, I was looking at Google Maps and there is something worth exploring. I'll tell you what that is in about an hour or two. Well, as you can tell, the rain didn't go away and anything has gotten heavier. But do you want to play a little game with Google Maps? It's called Let's Follow a Route and See If We Get Lost. Right down this way. So according to Google Maps, there's a kind of a zigzaggy road up here. And that should take us up the hill a bit. Okay. We have a road. Ah, this is what I'm looking for. My first reaction when I saw this was, you can't be serious, right? No, this is it. Oh. Yeah, this is like a 1 in 5 gradient. Yeah. Oh, geez, oh. This part of the hillside seems to be dotted with basically allotments. I must say, sometimes Google's accuracy is a little bit hit and miss, but sometimes it's right on the mark. This is some climb. Wow. At least you get a really good view of the city centre. It still goes up and up and up. And that's what we're aiming for. Rec di Sola. 2 minutes away. 2 minutes of uphill. Okie dokie, according to Google Maps here. If we go this way, this will just keep heading over and over and over, then eventually down after about half an hour. I think we should try that. Yeah, we'll go this way. Part of the reason why I wanted to come up here is to get a closer look at one of these scree slopes. For a person who loves geology, that is actually quite interesting, but I wonder what it would take for it to start sliding downwards. Yee! Here's another one, and it looks as if they've been having slippage problems. They've had to build a wall here. Once you get over the trauma of getting up that really steep set of stairs, it's actually quite a pleasant walk. I'm so glad I came up here. Thank you, Google Maps. Mirador Sola di Nadal. It's probably not pronounced like that in Catalan. Altitude 1,208 meters, 20 minutes away. Do you reckon we should do that? Oh yeah, when am I going to have the chance to do it again? Let's do it. This is not as well formed as that track down there, but we'll be fine, I hope. Hey, at least I'm getting up nice and close to a scree slope, aren't I? Whoa. Yeah, this is a good idea, I'm sure it is. Just for the record, can I just say this path is not on Google Maps. Jeez, oh. It's well marked though, that's the main thing. I need to be super careful here because these rocks are a little bit slippery, especially with the rain we've had. So I'd better watch what I'm doing. And you come to this fairly flat area on the side of a mountain, and there's no indication as to where you should go, apart from something over there which looks like a signpost. Not sure how I managed to miss this path down there, but I did. Yeah, I'm going to keep going as far as I can, but once it starts getting a little bit stupid, a little bit hard to follow, I think that's time to say enough. Yellow dot there, and there's another one over there, and there's a zigzaggy path here, but no indication you should go that way. Zig zag that way. When I lived in Sydney, I used to love the national parks, and they always tell you if you're going to go bushwalking, never do it on your own. Never ever do it on your own. So on this one day I decided to do it on my own. And it was the Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park if you live in Sydney. And I think I got off at Mount Ku-ring-gai railway station. And it was a case of just walking down. It was about a couple of kilometres down to the water, then back up again. What could possibly go wrong? Well, I found out because you shouldn't be walking on your own. And I remember walking down this path and I kept thinking to myself, as long as I don't do anything stupid, I'll be fine. Don't do anything stupid. Don't. Just at that point I did something stupid and I fell over and twisted my ankle. It wasn't too bad, but it was a recurring football injury. The same sort of injury that probably stopped my career heading towards playing for St Mirren one day. Yeah. So yeah, don't do anything stupid. And I am under the opinion that this path gets quite a lot of use because it's relatively wide and relatively stone free in places. But as to how popular it would be today with a bit of drizzle, not sure. Is that 20 minutes yet? When I get to parts of the walk like this, I start questioning my own sanity. Can you see where the path goes? There's a little clue there. Well, apart from that, not much. And the rain is starting to come down, so I'm thinking it might be better to just say quits now, because these rocks aren't going to get any drier. Yeah, let's head back. Although I can see a little yellow dot on that rock there as well. See it? Nah, maybe next time. Yeah, I think this is probably the best move, because most injuries actually take place as you're going down, not when you're going up. And that's because you have momentum carrying you downhill. And that's where accidents can occur, especially when the rocks are a bit slippery. Mr. Geology man here, this is impressive. Yeah, the sensible part of the brain's starting to kick in. It's not a very large bit of the brain, but it's kicking in anyway. And it's telling me, put away the GoPro, focus on where you're walking instead of talking into a GoPro. Good point. Right, I'm going to put the GoPro away and I'll speak to you, whoa, when we're somewhere safer. Whew. Well, I managed to get back onto the path without causing any serious damage or spraining my ankle this time. I'm just going to follow this path because that's what Google Maps says you should do. So I'll just follow it. This is pretty cool though. I've only met 3 people on this path so far, and all 3 were walking dogs. "10 minutes to the city centre. I see the Bruges youth hooligans have been here. Right, let's get down here. What are they growing here? Not much at the moment. One thing I've noticed here in Andorra, it's the same as communities across Europe where there's a real civic pride. You don't find any litter. I'm yet to find a single Red Bull can thrown around or a packet of cigarettes. They've even got bins here, look, bins. You wouldn't get that in the UK. You'd have to take your litter with you or shove it into a bush. No, they love their country, the Andorrans. Here in Andorra, the food is heavily influenced by the Spanish. So what's on the menu tonight? German, of course. Yep, I spotted that currywurst restaurant last night. I just hope I can remember where it is. But I'm going to go back to the hotel, freshen up a bit, then I'm going out for a currywurst. Jawohl. It's with great relief I have found the place. So I'll see you right here at about 8:30 tonight, okay? Ah, there you are. You ready? Let's go. I met Anne over there from the Philippines. Hi Anne, how you doing? Right, I'm gonna get back to my hotel and I'll see you first thing in the morning on the way to the bus station. Good morning. A few of you had asked for longer content, and I think that will be a longer video for me, especially for my channel, that's for sure. So I hope you enjoyed the extra long video that I've given you on Andorra. At the start of the video I mentioned that in winter the main attraction was skiing, in summer it's hiking, and year round it's shopping. And I can confirm that, because apart from that, there's not too much to do here in Andorra. With all due respect to the good people of Andorra, not a great deal to do. Many people who come to Andorra do it as a day trip from Barcelona, which is fair enough. If you want to cross the country off your country bucket list, that's the way to do it. Just keep in mind it's 3.5 hours from Barcelona to Andorra and 3.5 hours back. 7 hours of your day is spent on board a coach. But the bus is actually quite a good one. It left from Barcelona Airport Terminal 1, visited Terminal 2, and then Barcelona Sants, which is important because that's where the main railway station is in Barcelona. The thing is though, my return ticket with a senior discount costs £50 return. So keep that in mind. You might save on your duty free when you get here, but you're going to be paying through the nose for this bus. I stayed here for 3 nights, and to be honest I felt 3 nights was maybe a little bit too long. 2 nights would have been ideal, because that gives you then 1 full day to explore the area. You could see the city centre on the day of arrival or day of departure. Believe me, there's not a huge amount to see here. It's very functional, this city. But when you catch one of the local buses out into the hills, catch one of the chairlifts or the cable cars, assuming it's not May, it's a beautiful day out. So I would recommend a 2-night stay here. It's also, I think, cheaper to stay here than it is to stay in Barcelona. Worth keeping in mind. So I guess the big question is, would I come back to Andorra? At the very start of the video I said it's the sort of country you have to go to deliberately. You don't go via Andorra to go to somewhere else. And would I come back here? Well, to be honest, with all due respect to the good people of Andorra, I wouldn't come here just to see the city centre, that's for sure. I would come back here maybe in the summer and explore some of the mountains, but I wouldn't come here for Andorra la Villa. Anyway, thanks very much for coming along, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little adventure. I'll see you next time.